Hello friends, in the unit number 1, carbohydrate, you have learned the introduction and classification of carbohydrates. The structure and properties of the type of carbohydrates, that is monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, you have learned in the last lecture. Today we are going to learning the polysaccharides. So you are learning the polysaccharides with Yuvraj. The classification of carbohydrate, we are knowing there are three type of carbohydrates: the monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. The last type of the carbohydrate, that is polysaccharides, consisting the many monosaccharide molecules linked with each other by glycosidic linkage. They are of two types, that is homopolysaccharides and heteropolysaccharides. So the polysaccharide may be regarded as a carbohydrates formed by linking of a large number of monosaccharides by glycosidic linkage. It means the polysaccharide consists of many monosaccharides or monomers in its structure. These monomers are linked with each other by glycosidic linkage. The empirical formula of the polysaccharide is C6H12O6 bracket N. N means the large linked with each other. Now, more than 200 monomers may be linked with each other in the polysaccharides. So unlimited number of monomers are there. They are arbitrary in the nature, means they are the long chain monomers. So unlike the monosaccharides and disaccharides, they are often insoluble in the water. They does not have reducing power, and they are sweet, not sweet in the taste. They are tasteless. On hydrolysis, the polysaccharide produces the monosaccharide molecules. It may produce the maltose 2 to 10 monomers like oligosaccharides and the other type of carbohydrates. So the properties of polysaccharides, they are tasteless, colorless, and amorphous, powdery in the nature. They are insoluble in the water. On hydrolysis, they produces the monosaccharide molecules or the monomers. They are generally the large size molecules, therefore they do not form the clear solution in the water. They neither reduce by filling solution nor form the oxidation salt, means they are not undergoing the reduction like a processes. They are forming the colloidal solution, and due to the large nature of polysaccharides, they are not passed through the plasma membrane of a cell. They are generally inert. They cannot be react with the acid and alkali. They are act as a reserve food material in the plant. The carbohydrate polysaccharide is stored in the form of starch, while in the animals they are stored in the form of glycogen. Next, they are having immunological importance. The polysaccharide accelerate the immune system of the human being, and that's why the doctors or the practitioners they suggested to eat the polysaccharide molecules during some kind of illness. This is very important property of a polysaccharide. Then the two type of polysaccharides means what? There are the two type of the polysaccharides, that are the homopolysaccharides and the heteropolysaccharides. The homopolysaccharides means the polysaccharide consisting only one type of monomers, similar type of monomers, they are called homopolysaccharides, while the heteropolysaccharide means the polysaccharide consisting more than one kind of monomers, different type of monomers, dissimilar type of monomers there in the structure, they are called as a heteropolysaccharides. So see here, as we discussed earlier, the polysaccharides are of two types, homopolysaccharides and heteropolysaccharides. So polysaccharide formed from only one type of monosaccharide molecules or monomers are called as homopolysaccharides, while the polysaccharides formed from more than one type of monomers or monosaccharides are called as heteropolysaccharides. Homopolysaccharide consisting similar type of monomers. Heteropolysaccharide consisting more than one type or different type of monomers in its structure. The homopolysaccharides are of two types, that is straight chain homopolysaccharides and branch chain homopolysaccharides. A straight chain means a linear uh, monomers are there, they form a straight chain structure, linear chain structure, whereas the branch chain structure means the linear structure having some branched side chain, and they are called as the branch chain structure. This is due to the linkage pattern present in it. Means alpha 1,4 glycosylic linkage is present in a straight chain structure, while the branch chain structure showing alpha 1,4 glycosylic linkage as well as alpha 1,6 glycosylic linkage. The examples of homopolysaccharides are the starch, glycogen, cellulose, agar, and insulin. So come here to the heteropolysaccharides. The heteropolysaccharides are of two types, the neutral heteropolysaccharides and the acidic heteropolysaccharides. The neutral heteropolysaccharide they contain the monomers and acetylated amino nitrogen in its structure. The chitin example is a chitin, and chitin is present in the fungi cell wall. The chitin consisting the polysaccharide and the nitrogen in its structure. The acidic heteropolysaccharides, these contain the different kind of monosaccharide and sulfuric acid in it. The examples are the heparin and hyaluronic acid. So heparin polysaccharide is very important in the blood clotting. So during the injury, the blood get flow throughout the body, flow out of the body, and this blood flow get coagulated with the help of the polysaccharide, and that is the heparin polysaccharide. So coming back to the point, that is polysaccharide, the type we have studied, and now the examples of the polysaccharides. Many examples are there, but the famous examples are the starch, you can look here, the glycogen, cellulose. These are the some examples of polysaccharides. So in detail, now we are going to discussing the starch. So starch is a reserve food material present in the plant cell. It consists of the mixture of amylose and amylopectin. They are present in the plant like wheat, potato, banana, and tobacco. The amylose is a linear chain structure having alpha 1,4 glycosylic linkage, while the amylopectin is a branch chain structure. The proportion of the amylose to the amylopectin is 1:4 in the starch molecule. So there are two type of linkages, the alpha 1,4 glycosylic linkage and alpha 1,6 glycosylic linkage. So these are the structures of amylose and amylopectin. So concentrate on the amylose. So amylose contain about 200 to the 500 glucose units, which are arranged in the straight chain form, in a linear form. They are linked with each other by glycosylic linkage, and amylose gives the blue color when it is treated with a iodine. The next component, amylopectin. So you are looking here the branch chain structure. The alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage is there, and that is showing the branch chain structure. So amylopectin has more than 1000 glucose residues. Their molecular weight is 2 lakh to the 10 lakh Dalton. It is a branched structure. Amylopectin consists of a glucose units linked by alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage and alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage. So on the hydrolysis of a starch molecule, they produces the alpha dextroglucose units. So the hydrolysis of starch is possible after the reaction of a hydrolase. It produces the maltose molecules, dextrin molecules, and many more. So this is regarding the starch molecules. So now one more aspect is there, that is type of polysaccharides on the basis of their functions. The polysaccharides perform the function of storage. The examples are the starch and glycogen. The starch is gets reserved food material in the plant, and glycogen is reserved food material in the animal. Whereas the polysaccharides are performing the functions as a structural functions. We can be say as a building block of a cell. The example is cellulose and chitin. So cellulose is a polysaccharide that is present in the plant cell wall, and the chitin is this polysaccharide present in the fungal cell wall. So this is all about the polysaccharides. Thank you very much.